You're a renter, I'm sure you've seen that rental prices over the past 4 years have been just absolutely ridiculous, right? So high that for many of you, you couldn't afford the rent, and for some of you, you had to leave the place because they raised the rent so high. Well, there's a reason for that, and it might not just be because of the market or coincidence. You're gonna wanna watch this video because we're gonna get into it. Let's go. Hey everybody, I'm Paul, your favorite South Florida YouTube realtor and guide to South Florida living, and welcome back to my channel. So, the DOJ has filed yet another lawsuit that will affect the real estate industry, and we're going to talk about that today because you definitely want to know about this one. So, the real estate industry has been one big roller coaster. We all know that, from the housing market to the rental market, and especially for places like apartment complexes where many of you out there are renting and trying to find that place because just the home pricing is so high that it's not affordable. Well, it hasn't been affordable for a lot of apartment complexes either. But as I said at the beginning of this video, that might not just be coincidence or because of the market. It may be because there was some nefarious acts going on, almost cartel-like, as the DOJ is calling it. All right, so let me give you guys a little context. I do rentals. Most of the time when I do rentals, though, I do it for a private owner. Someone owns a condo, they want me to rent it for them. We put it in the MLS and we rent it out for them. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about REITs. Real Estate Investment Trust. These are large landlords with large properties, apartment complexes that you and many people go and look to rent right out of college, whatever, or just anybody. So, and with these large apartment complexes, there's a lot of competition, right? We're standing in one right now. There's a couple across the street. There's some down the road. And you would think they would all have, different prices. The problem is the Department of Justice started to look into the fact that a lot of these places had prices very similar to each other, and all the prices were, of course, high, way up there, which made it unaffordable for most tenants. And the ones who were living in it some were getting increases of like 30%. Now, the real estate market and rentals in Florida as a whole has come down since 2003. But since 2020, right around when the market started being affected with COVID, right around that time, rental prices went up 31% in 4 years, folks. That's insane. So people were looking at paying, $1,100 a month. We're looking at now paying $1,500 a month. And we're talking probably for a one bedroom, very small, not a lot of amenities. So you take that and multiply that around the country, and you have a lot of people that were really upset. Now, the DOJ has been looking at this. This isn't something new, but they did just file the lawsuit recently. But they have been looking at this, and it's been going on for a while. I've seen some reports about it through my investigation that people are looking into this as much as a year ago. And now it's come to the forefront, and the DOJ has filed a lawsuit about it. All right, so let's talk about the company that's in the hot water with the DOJ. The company is called RealPage, and they're based in Texas.
When the Sherman Act was passed, an anti-competitive scheme might have looked like robber barons shaking hands at a secret meeting. Today, it looks like landlords using mathematical algorithms to align their rents.
So RealPage makes a software that uses algorithmic software to help landlords with their prices. They, I guess, pay for a service. I don't know if it's monthly or what it is, but the landlords pay for this service with RealPage, and what they provide them is non-public private information, stuff that the landlords know about their rent prices and their terms and whatever information they want to share. And RealPage takes that information, puts it into an AI software, and that software does what AI does, which I don't know if we all really know what AI does, but it does it, and it comes up with the prices. Now the problem here is that they didn't just use landlord A, they took landlord B, C, and D in that area, and they got all of that information, and the AI software took all that and did whatever it did, right? Blended it up together. And of course, it didn't come out with medium prices or competitive prices. It came up with high prices. And that's collusion. And that is a violation of the Sherman antitrust law, which is similar to you hearing people say, well, aren't all real estate commissions 6%? If a realtor said that, said no, any smart realtor would tell you no, there is no set price. Commissions are always negotiable, because the minute I tell you it's 6%, and the other realtor tells you it's 6% and so on, that's collusion, folks. And that is an antitrust law, and that will get you in a lot of hot water. And I think RealPage is facing a lot of hot water and heat from the DOJ right now.
But antitrust law does not become obsolete simply because competitors find new ways to unlawfully act in concert. And Americans should not have to pay more in rent simply because a company has found a new way to scheme with landlords to break the law.
So anyway, as you can imagine, a lot of people are upset. A lot of renters are upset, which they are filing a class action lawsuit against many of these landlords and RealPage. The Department of Justice is going after it. So, you know, they're just getting into this, guys, and we're like any lawsuit that just starts, nothing's going to be done probably for years, right? I mean, the real estate lawsuit that happened with real estate and the NAR, that started back in 2018, and they just made the changes August 17th. So, by the way, if you want to know more about that, reach out to me and I'll talk to you about that. You want to click the link above, go to one of my landing pages, and I'll be happy to have a one-on-one with you about all the changes. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about this right now. So there's a lot of questions and a lot of people are upset, and this is just, you know, more transparency, right? The DOJ wants more transparency in the real estate industry, and they're pretty upset. So I know you probably have a lot of questions, rightfully so. So we're gonna go sit down and I'm gonna do a little Q&A, something I haven't really done before, but we're gonna go do that and try to answer all your questions. So let's go. All right, so we're gonna do a little Q&A, something I haven't done before. So we're gonna answer some of the questions that you may have. So, all right, off-screen person, what's the first question?
Well, thanks, Paul. Okay, so the first question is, how does a rent setting algorithm work?
All right, so as I said earlier, this is software that they're providing the service, whether it's monthly or whatever. Hold on one second, because our food's coming. Go ahead. That's all right. We're gonna plug them anyway. Ooh, some no, thank you. Some warm vegan banana bread, and I got an iced latte. And my off-screen partner here, God, what'd you get?
Matcha.
Matcha
tea.
Here, we'll show you this. Guys, you know I always like to plug locals, right? And this is Common Grounds, a great coffee shop. Come down here, I've plugged them before. So if you want to stop off and get a good iced coffee, little snack, come over here to Common Grounds. Cheers, partner.
Cheers.
All right, so back to the question. So as I said, they use software and they sell this software to the landlords, and those landlords provide them information. And as I said in the report, the information that they give them is not public information. This is proprietary information that they know about, such as maybe the prices that they have and characteristics of the community, what people are looking for in their particular rental complex. And they take all that stuff and they put it in their data to hopefully get what they call the optimal price. Now, optimal for who? Optimal for the landlord? Certainly isn't optimal for you, because they wouldn't be in this situation if the prices were fair. One of the biggest things they said about this software was had they not used it and they just used what we call the open free market, where landlord A competes with landlord B, it probably would have been a little bit more of a competitive market, similar to what we're dealing with here in Florida with insurance, right? We need more insurance companies so we can have more competition. If you have one or two people, they're setting the price, and that's what the DOJ doesn't like. They don't like seeing companies set the price. Another little fact about RealPage is that they have like 85% of the market for what they do. The DOJ doesn't really care for that too much. They think they're kind of like monopolizing the market for maybe what you call rental data software info, right? I know I just made that up, but whatever it is, I'm not that techy, folks. But they don't like that. They want a fair market. The DOJ right now, and I know I'm going off a little on the questions, but the DOJ guys, they're watching our industry so closely. They have no room. There's no room for error anymore. They want it to be a fair market for people to be able to afford homes. And to some point, I agree with a lot of that. I don't agree with everything that happened with the DOJ lawsuit, but that's for another time. But I think overall, they're trying to make it good for you, the consumer, which makes it good for all of us. Hey, working these videos, I get hungry, so I never eat in front of you guys, but once in a while I do. But anyway, vegan banana bread, lightly toasted. Mm-hmm.
All right, Paul, so sorry to interrupt your eating, but we're fighting off the rainstorm here.
Oh, boy.
Next question for you, ready?
My mouth's full.
That's all right. How can such an algorithm be used to manipulate prices? What's your take on that?
All right, so if RealPage did share all the information from all the landlords, the problem with that is that if they all took all this information, right, and they all kind of shared it, then the software could say, well, hey, we're gonna raise our price, right? And they're like, yeah, let's raise our price. Then they all raise their prices at the same time, therefore creating a problem, raising the rents and inflating the market, when instead, if it was more of an open market and landlord A said, well, I'm gonna raise my prices here, but I don't know what this guy's doing, and this guy does his, it might be a more open market with more competitive pricing, but that's not what they're saying they did. They're saying that landlord A and B shared their data, they put it into the software, and then the software said, okay, let's all put our prices here at the same time. If you raise your rent 10%, you should raise your rent 10%. And that's the problem the DOJ has with this.
All right, great. Thanks, Paul. So let me ask you another
This
question.
is good. I'm gonna take another bite.
Okay. What are the implications of this lawsuit for the broader use of AI in business? Do you think there'll be any?
Well, I'm certainly not an AI expert, folks. I mean, I think it's new to a lot of us. I know some people are experts at it. I'm certainly not. But yeah, if the DOJ proves their case and shows that AI was responsible for doing this, then yeah, I think a lot of companies need to take a hard look at what their AI software is doing, because the DOJ may be coming and looking at them as well. If it's making it an unfair advantage for the general consumer, then yeah, I think the law is going to say no, that's not right. Hey, real quick, I just want to say that I'm just a YouTuber. I'm a realtor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an expert in software. I don't know RealPage. This is just information I'm sharing with you because that's what I do on this channel. I provide information to you about what's happening in the real estate industry. This is part of the real estate industry. So again, my opinions are just my opinions. This is, don't hold anything against me, folks. I'm just trying to share with what I've read on the internet. But this is something that a lot of people have asked about. There's a lot of reporting about this, and it's information that I feel it's my job to share with you, my viewers.
What evidence do you think the DOJ might have to support these allegations? Have you heard anything about that?
Well, from what I read, they likely have internal documents, actual witnesses, maybe whistleblowers who shared information about what was going on with their practices. And obviously, the DOJ doesn't go and put a lawsuit and go after someone without hard evidence, right? Their job is to prove a point, and I don't think they're going to go do it without some kind of evidence. I'm sure they were doing their own investigation into it, and well, the result is they found enough evidence to file a lawsuit against them. Furthermore, they may have found that they had coordinated price fixing and market manipulation between RealPage and the landlords. So yeah, that's no bueno.
All right, Paul, last question. How might this case impact the rental market and affordable housing?
Well, if the DOJ is successful and they win with this lawsuit, then this could impact the industry as a whole and make it more competitive, therefore lowering prices, at least for rental prices, for the general consumer, which is what everybody's looking for, right? You guys keep waiting for prices to drop. Now, as I said earlier in the video, this lawsuit could take a while. This isn't like a snap and you're going to see prices drop tomorrow. It might be 2027 before this takes effect, but if it does, that's good for the competition, and it's good for you, the consumers, because we do need to see the prices come down, because I know what you guys are dealing with. I know the struggle. Trust me, I deal with it every day as a licensed realtor here in South Florida, and I see it from people all the time. Hey, is there anything affordable? And it does. It hurts when I have to tell them, hey guys, this is the least expensive we can find here in this particular town.
Thanks again, Paul.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, so what will happen with the DOJ? Only time will tell. Keep watching, see the news. Keep watching this YouTube channel. By the way, if you like these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that. Stay to the very end here. I also have more videos about what it's like to live here in South Florida. And we'll see what happens. This one's going to take a while, but the DOJ is out there and they are watching. So only time will tell what happens with this one. By the way, I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day weekend, because I know this is Sunday and tomorrow's Labor Day. Be safe, enjoy your family, get out there and enjoy. Hope you had a great summer. Keep watching my channel, because hey, we go into the fall here in the winter. Lots of great things are going to happen. We got the holidays coming. I'll be showing you lots of things about what it's like to live here in South Florida. Remember, that's what this channel is all about. And if you watch next week's video, I'm actually going to be showing you where I'm going to get out with my wife, and we're going to get out and enjoy paradise, because, well, by the time you see it, tomorrow, which is Friday while I'm recording this, we're gonna go see the Jimmy Buffett cover band, the #1 cover band. And August 30th in Florida is National Jimmy Buffett Day, or Jimmy Buffett Day, however you wanna call it. But we honor Jimmy because we love Jimmy so much, right? Wasting away in Margaritaville. So I'll be out there with my wife down there, and we're gonna do a video and showing what the fun things you can do here in South Florida in one of my favorite towns, Delray Beach. So anyway, next week, you'll see me having a little bit of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, all that, and get out, enjoy paradise. We'll talk to you next week. Hold on, we got someone talking behind us.
Want me to stop?
Yeah.